what happened. It just stopped picking up sounds.
Yes. Fun times.
Yeah. Love it.
All right, it's picking up on the stream again.
Cool. Well, at least there's that. I don't know how long we were without it. It wasn't long though, because I've taken to keeping an eye on it. Although it told me it was picking up sound from everyone's, and apparently it wasn't. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
And
So-
Faye, you know we can't see you, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There, you can see me again.
Cool.
Yay.
And they all rejoiced.
Okay.
Yay.
So, pick up where we left off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which was at the general store.
Yep. Passing through or new resident.
You said
Okay.
they were with
Bar
Chase.
shows. All that fun stuff. Okay. We had sent out search parties, but we can only send out 2, 3 at a time, and
Yeah,
And-
the people I work with, we search for things and people, and like kind of like detectives, but like yeah.
all right. Well, hopefully you'll be able to find a little bit more than we've been able to find, because it's like they dropped off the face of the earth, which obviously they haven't. But
Yeah, we're real
I
good
think
about
they
things
were-
like that.
yeah, I think they were purposely trying to cover the tracks,
Why do you say that?
so people wouldn't follow them. Apparently, they were going and trying to hunt the gumbaroo, which that don't exist.
Can you tell me anything about them? I've only heard their name
You ever seen a hippopotamus?
in books.
Have they put something like scale wise next to it in the book?
Yeah,
What was it?
and it's like a scale person, like a person.
Okay, so they're pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those, just a little bit taller, a little bit longer, a little bit fatter.
Oh,
Um,
so like big bear like boar was like real.
that's what it's supposed to be. They do have more of like a bear snout, or like a big fat panther, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It's different people tell you different things.
Yeah. But like, what's
but-
their thing? What do they do?
I mean, they're just angry. They're supposed to just eat people on sight. Supposed to destroy things, normal ghost story stuff. When people go missing, we joke around and say it's the gumbaroo around here, because we're far enough out that somebody can go missing in the woods, an animal will eat them, and we'll never know.
Okay.
It's happened before. Doesn't happen often, but it's happened before. And like dogs go missing all the time, cats go missing all the time. Obvious stuff like that.
How often do they go out?
A lot less often since Jace has been born. Now he's getting a little bit older. They're going out a little bit more often. They went out last year. They were back within 4 days. Before that, it was a couple years. A couple years before that. A couple years before that.
Was there anything that prompted them to go out? Like any animal attacks or anything weird?
I mean, one of the cows that we keep to the outskirts of town for milk producing purposes um, got killed. It got mauled pretty bad. But I mean, we've got mountain lions around here. We've got wolves. You can blame those. We don't have to immediately jump to some creature nobody's ever seen before.
But that attack was what prompted them to go out.
Yeah, they said they wanted to just go find it, but we all know what they were trying to find.
Okay. Where was the cow? Can you tell me where the cow was killed?
Yeah, if you go down Main Street and just go until you see the fences, it's our little farm where we produce all the eggs, all the milk, when the cows stop producing milk, we produce our own beef, but we buy that from down the road a little bit.
Who found the cow?
No, it's farm hands.
Okay. Thank you.
Produce is in the back, meats over in the chillers. We've got a generator outside, so we actually have electric chillers.
Okay. Yeah, I figured make him something to eat at home.
Yeah, good home cooked meal probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Old Lady Redding's off her rocker enough to where when she cooks, it ain't very good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make him something. Do you know? I don't suppose you know what he likes to eat. What do they eat? What do they get off a lot?
They actually live out of the forest a lot, so a lot of mushrooms, a lot of stuff like that. But when they do come in here, he's always wanting some sort of pasta, something or another.
I can do that. Thank you.
All right.
Surely some spaghetti dish.
Yeah. Now, granted, they don't have dried pasta. It's going to have something that you
That's
make yourself, but it's doable. Really, pasta's not that hard to make. So, and you make it's pretty good. Definitely not your specialty, but it's pretty good. And you have 2 days to fill. How would you like to go about doing it?
Would probably start poking around town and seeing what everyone can tell her or what they will tell her.
Okay. How many dots in charisma do you have?
2.
Okay, give me that in investigation.
Okay. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, I know your investigation's not bad. I just
No.
wasn't 100% sure of your charisma, so.
Yeah, I mean, it could be better, but it's not. Two. I could reroll. Probably should reroll.
I will give you a free reroll.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for this one, because you can do it over the course of 2 days.
That's a lot better. 4.
Okay, so 4 total. It's either people don't know a whole heck of a lot about their situation, or people don't want to talk. People know who they are. They like them. They're genuinely actually concerned about them, but as far as information about what they're doing, what they normally do, they don't have a whole lot of information about that.
Does it seem like they're hiding something? Like they don't want to talk about it? Or...
Would you like to give me a wits and insight?
Sure. Five with a crit.
The majority of them legitimately don't know a whole lot of the situation. There are a couple that seem to be telling half truths, maybe.
She'll note those ones down.
It is. You ready to actually write? Okay, just making sure. Kelly Larson, Matthew O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Yes, O'Brien. And a James Euchre. Yuker.
She'll ask Jace what he knows about them. And Smokey, but really Jace is who she's aiming for.
Okay. Jace will tell you that the Matthew O'Brien is actually the local teacher. Admittedly, Jace doesn't do that well in school, so him and Mr. O'Brien don't have a very good relationship.
She's not really concerned with that. She just wants to know what this kid has picked up, because kids pick up on a lot of things.
Yeah. Kelly and James, though, said that they used to come over a lot and then they just stopped. And they're both on the younger side.
Does he know when they stopped coming over?
When he was like 5 or 6. So he used to come over a lot when he was real little. Then they just stopped. You can see the few pictures that they do have in the house. Jace's parents are probably late 30s.
Okay. Kelly and Jamie are also late 30s?
Kelly and James are about 30 right now. Maybe a little bit younger than that. Matt's about 40.
Oh. Okay. Does she have any time left?
After doing as much finding as she could, not a whole heck of a lot. You can go check out like where the animals are kept.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a whole lot there, no matter how well you scour.
And she talked to the farm hands already?
Yeah, you got one information you could about them. They wrote it off as wolves or mountain lions or something.
Do Kelly and... Sorry, go ahead.
And from what they explained, it absolutely could have been.
Do Kelly and James seem to be together, or are they just friendly?
They are... Well, one is... person that makes clothes. Not a tailor, but clothes
Clothier?
maker. Yeah. That is Kelly. She makes people's clothes. James is a local mechanic.
They don't appear to be a couple of some sort.
No, not from what
Okay.
you can gather.
Okay. Man, she's not real good at this. She's got no intimidation or anything or persuasion or anything. Yeah, she's... Yeah, she'll wait and see if she can find anything else out, but she really probably won't be. She'll wait for the other two. Unless Smokey wants to take a crack at it, because she'll... After Jace goes to sleep, she'll tell him what she found.
Yeah. So what you can get from Smokey, and it's been quite a few years since he lived here, is Kelly and James grew up here. He remembers when they were little kids. Matt, on the other hand, is from out of town. He doesn't know who they are. Doesn't really care. He has been asking around a little bit himself. He's been getting a little bit more friendly reception, but not necessarily any extra information.
Yeah. Please wait for the other two.
Okay. So the next morning, Rose and Edgar, you do show up. And you have to get directions, because there are no actual house numbers. You were just told to come to this town and look for these people's houses. And short work because, the van is parked outside. And you pull up in front of this house, and it's early enough that I don't know if Gladys is actually awake.
Maybe just starting food and coffee. Maybe.
Okay. So how would you two like to proceed?
Knock on the door.
Pretty much.
Groggy morning Gladys will open the door. Oh, good, you're here.
Yep.
Didn't miss anything important, did we?
I just talk to people because, I'm so good at that.
Did you find any? Well, let's talk inside.
Yeah. Why don't you come have some coffee?
Ooh, coffee sounds good.
That's at least easy to make here.
And this entire time, you can hear Smokey snoring from the other back room.
It doesn't stop.
Now that the other vehicle's here, I guess we have the option to go camping out pretty much wherever we want.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll go, kick the door, kick on his door, wake up!
You can hear, yeah, sure, I'll be there.
No, wake up now, or I'm dumping water on you again.
Yeah, I'll be out there in a minute.
It'll be cold. And she'll walk away.
It's always cold.
Yeah, that's fun. It's early. And she'll give him a rundown of what she's found out. Yeah, so if one of you want to go, like, I don't know, scare the shit out of Kelly or James, I don't really care.
Maybe at a more decent hour. That way they don't throw us out immediately.
You do what you want. I might try and talk to Matthew today. I don't know how that's gonna go. He's not really from around here. He probably doesn't have any information.
Never know. How's the kid been handling everything?
I mean, fine. I don't know. I just give him food, okay?
You've been around, we haven't. Wondering.
I don't do children.
Somehow
I don't
I'm
do
not surprised.
people. I don't do people, okay? And she'll just turn
Well,
around and
any of
start
us do.
cooking. It was like bacon and egg fry up or something like that.
Easy enough, and within 15 minutes, Smokey's out, and he is actually dressed, unlike the first day that you were there.
Oh, at least they get to see you just clothed and not in nothing. That was cool.
I got comfortable, I'm sorry.
Too comfortable. Smokey, too comfortable.
I put pants on.
Yeah, I have to write through something at you.
I forgot you were here, okay?
Where's Jace?
No, he's probably still sleeping.
That's fine. Probably better for him anyway.
Yeah, probably.
I gave them the rundown. I don't really know what to do. You guys are gonna have to go searching out in the woods too.
I did find something.
What'd you find?
And he pulls out a notebook.
Smokey, why am I
Found it.
learning about this now?
Found it last night. It was tucked behind the headboard.
She'll grab
In
it.
a pocket. And you take the notebook out, and it's hand-drawn maps of the local area with a whole bunch of X's on them. And then there is a part of the woods that has a big old circle.
Can we parse out kind of where direction-wise it is from here?
So, you can. That will be an intelligence and either survival or academics geography.
Both the same. One.
5.
That is
I was gonna say 3.
yeah. Gladys is like, it's south, and Rose is like, it's east, and Edgar's like, no, it's northwest. At 72 degrees, 2 minutes, and 4 seconds.
I'm tired, okay? Don't ask me directions.
And
That's fine.
that's such a good roll that Edgar also knows that it will take about 4 days hiking to get there.
Yeah, this is going to be a long trek.
How long?
About 4 days.
Oh, well, that explains why they didn't make it back in 4 days. They weren't even there yet.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see them on the way back, but I doubt it.
Mind you, at this point, it's been about 9 or 10 days.
Yeah, somehow I don't think we're really gonna find them.
What's the terrain out that way look like? Does anyone know?
Smokey will actually pipe up and be like, "Is deep woods?"
Like deep woods?
Like the big trees that ain't nobody ever messed with. That's where you find them. It's also when it gets mountainous, it's hard going.
I mean, if something the size of a bear can wedge itself through the trees, surely a smaller vehicle can.
Oh no, it's not like a bear, it's like a hippo.
We said bear.
Yeah,
boar
so
thing. Bear
I
pig.
talked to someone else here and they said hippo sized.
Isn't that bigger?
Yes.
Okay, so it should be relatively easy to track, right? Something that big crashing through the dense undergrowth has got to leave a trail of some sort.
I would hope, but their trackers didn't really find anything.
Don't hippos like water? What if it's aquatic like a hippo? Are there any like
Oh.
rivers or water features around?
I don't know.
I'm just throwing things out there.
I don't know, Smokey, is there?
I mean, yeah, but probably nothing big enough for them to like live in.
So he's
Not a
like a mountain
biologist.
lion or a wolf. Looks like a bear hippo pig.
Great. This is gonna be
Yeah.
great.
It's also got a attitude of Chihuahua, so
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Wonderful. Well, I guess we oughta... Do we need any extra supplies from town now that we're here?
I mean, I've just been getting food.
Should we stock up on some non-perishables for a camping trip?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, let me get on making that stuff. Why don't I do that while you guys go talk to people? How about that?
Okay. Okay. Thinking of everything that's got to get done. Is there anything else we need to keep in mind or think about or plan for?
Being out in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere? And
I mean,
the
that's
weird
par
shit
for the
that's gonna
course
come
for us
from
at-
that?
I mean, that's par for the course for us at this point.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have breakfast and then Gladys will go get more stuff to make camping food.
which at the end of the day is beans and rice,
Yeah.
a little bit of flour, some corn,
Make some hardtack.
cornmeal. Well, here's the fun thing. Gladys knows that you don't actually have to worry about any protein. Smokey's told you that there's plenty of vegetation to eat out in the forest. So really, it's just the carbohydrate aspect that you'd have to stock up on.
Hmm.
And the filler.
Yeah, she'd do all that.
So yeah. In the meantime, is there anyone specifically that Rose and Edgar would like to go talk to?
Um, the names that we were given.
Which were?
Kelly, Jeremy, and I'm very wrong, aren't I?
I'm falling asleep
Well,
here, guys, and I have the names. Come on. Come on.
I thought I'd remember them.
Matt, Kelly, and James.
I wasn't
At
too
least
far off.
it was the J name.
Yes. I mean, I've
Let me go take the teacher.
what?
Let me go take Matt.
I guess sure. I'll take the others, or I'll start with Kelly, and then whoever finishes first can talk to James.
Sounds good.
Okay. So who would like to go first?
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay. So you walk up to her door because that's where she runs her clothing seamstress sewing shop out of, whatever it is. And there is a sign in the window that says open. So you just walk in, or do you knock?
I'll check the door, make sure it's unlocked before just walking in.
It is. And you walk in, and you're not the only one in there. It seems like the front of the house has been converted into an actual small shop where there's things on shelves that are already pre-made. They can be tailored to whatever needs to be tailored to, but it is everything that you would kind of expect. Very plain, very utilitarian, but it'll do the job. And you can pick her out of the crowd because she is the youngest person in there.
All right. Does she seem busy, like trying to help a bunch of people, or?
No, she's just sewing away.
Okay. I guess Rose is just gonna kind of walk up to her and introduce herself.
Okay. And you're met with a warm enough reception. So how can I help you?
Well, wouldn't mind. We're doing a favor for Jace. Trying
Yeah.
to find his parents. Seems
Yeah.
they went missing, and poking around town, seeing if anyone knew anything that might be able to help us. If you're busy, I can come back later. I don't want to
I mean,
hold you up or anything.
coming back later is not really going to do any good because, like I told your friend, they were just outdoorsy people. They probably got lost in the woods somewhere.
Now that I can kind of see her, engage her reactions, can I insight, quote unquote, insight check her?
Yes.
Okay. And insight. Okay. 5 on a crit.
Okay. Um, she does give the air of there's something about when you start talking about them. She gets kind of weird.
Rose is gonna kind of sigh. Would it help if we talked in private?
No, we can talk here.
You sure? Seem a little on edge.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine.
Right. Well, I will say that one of my friends was able to find a map, the location of where we think they might have gone, but it's way out in the deep woods. You know anything about there, or can you point us to someone who might be able to tell us a little bit more about what's out there?
Not really. Not a whole lot of people go out there. Is it just going to be your friends and well, Smokey, or you going to take him with you too?
It's just gonna be us, and Smokey might stick around to keep an eye on Jace. He might come with us, so it's up to him. We're just kind of here to help. We're not dragging the feds behind us or anything. We're just kind of doing a favor for a friend.
Okay. Just when you go out, just be careful. Okay. It's
Yeah.
woods get weird. You can get turned around real fast.
Is that something that happens to people a lot around here?
It does, but everything looks the same out there. There's not a whole lot of variation. It's brown on your sides, green on above, and brown below you. So,
Right. Well, if you do happen to think of something that might help us, that you eh, just happen to come up a little bit later, feel free to stop by. Jace's will be one of us will be around.
yeah. And she
Or
goes
do you have
back and she goes back to doing what she was doing.
Rose will kind of sigh and walk away.
Now, Rose, can I get you to make me a composure and awareness, please?
Sure. That is quite the pool for Rose. That is quite the pool for Rose. That is 5.
Okay, so something in the back of your head was like pay attention to everyone else during this conversation and trying to keep your attention kind of half split. You notice when you're talking to her, and specifically when you're talking to her about anything relating to Jace, one of the older women kind of moves a little bit closer to you as to probably try to eavesdrop on the conversation.
Rose is going to pretend like she didn't notice and start walking towards the door to see if anyone follows her.
No, nobody follows her.
Okay. She will sneak a glance back around, just kind of like she's surveying the area, but try and like catch a better look as she does so at the woman that was eavesdropping.
Okay, give me wits investigation, please,
Okay?
because I think your wits are better than your intelligence, right?
Yes.
Okay.
4.
So you recognize the woman's clothes because they are a little bit fancier, whereas everyone else's is pretty just flat, solid colors. Hers has like pinstriping. And you look at her, and then you look at Kelly, and you look back at her, and they look similar. Potentially a maternal relationship there or something.
Rose will make a mental note of that and head out.
All right, and then on to Edgar. You were talking to Matt, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, seeing as it is a weekday, you head over to the school. And he's there. It is still the summer, and he's getting ready for the coming school year. Um, kind of cleaning up and moving stuff around and doing the repairs that needs to be done. And you catch him um, mid chalkboard cleaning. He is covered in just white dust.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm here with some friends investigating the disappearance of Chase's parents. Wondering if you could help me with that at all.
Uh, I can try, but I don't really have a whole lot of information to help.
Yeah, recently found a hand-drawn map they made. It was in deep woods. Had they been trying to find something, or
I mean, everyone's saying that they're trying to find the Gumby thing, whatever that is. It's one that local folk tale, whatever. Um, ever since the whole cow incident happened, it's something that they felt like they needed to try to do.
did that cow go missing, or was it just like they found it already dead?
I was already dead. The stomach had been eaten out, and some of the chest meat had been torn off.
Sounds like most predators that come around here.
Exactly, and that's what everybody kind of wrote it up as, just a normal predator doing predatory things. And couldn't really tell what it was because the meat was kind of ripped rather than actually bitten off, which was a little bit odd, but weirder things have happened. I mean, it was an older cow, so maybe connective tissues or whatever weren't quite as tight as some of the rest of them.
They look like bear claws, possibly.
Now, I didn't see it personally, but what I understand is it looks like something bit its neck. Didn't didn't eat it, but bit its neck from underneath. So that's what kind of tells me it might be a cat because they typically like to try to do that. Um, and then it just kind of like ripped the underbelly and the chest and all that fun stuff. You know, all the fatty parts, the meaty parts.
Yes.
Yeah, that they did end up trying to butcher what was left, and they actually did end up selling it. So didn't go to waste.
And did that family typically spend a whole bunch of time outdoors, or were they typically just try to stay in their area?
Yeah, they kept Jace out a lot to take him out in the woods and teach him their way instead of doing the right way and book way. World is changing, and eventually you ain't gonna be able to just go out in the middle of the woods and live off of that and have to rely on other people.
I've personally found both words usually work best.
I'm I got about 2 more years here, and then I can transfer back to an actual city. It'll be a nice time when I get to do that. Living out here is not for me.
I think that's what you prefer.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanna know?
Edgar's just gonna do a quick insight check, just try to size them up real quick.
Okay. Go ahead and give me wits and insight, please.
5.
Okay, so 5. It seems like he doesn't necessarily like Jason, that family. Seems like he doesn't really care a whole lot about what happens to them. However, when he says that he doesn't really know a whole lot about what they've been doing, he seems to be fairly genuine.
Alright, well, that should be it for me. I'll leave you to it.
Okay. So you two get done about the same time and meet at the garage.
Anything interesting?
Um, Kelly knows more than she's letting on, but she won't tell me, so I offered her the option to swing by when less people are around, because I know people can get kind of funny about saying things in front of other people.
Right.
Um, I did find out that it is a normal occurrence for people to get turned around in the woods. Um, I mean, I know that happens, but I feel like there's something more to it. considering the line of work we're in. So maybe finding like some old legends about the area aside from this Gumbaroo thing might behoove us before we set out. Let's see. There was an older woman who tried to eavesdrop on the conversation, which probably related to Kelly. Mother, aunt, something along those lines. She looked relatively well off, so I'm sure someone in the town knows her. I didn't catch a name, just saw her trying to eavesdrop. So we'll definitely be catching some attention, flinging Jace's family's names around.
Kind of figured as much.
Oh?
Well, I mean, small town. We're asking about crooked missing people. We're gonna get their attention.
True. What about you? Did you find anything?
Teacher didn't seem like he liked the family that much, and probably doesn't really care what happens to them. But he seems like he really doesn't know anything about what happened to him. Did find out that cow was killed by something coming up and grabbing its neck from under it, and kind of just ripped its way through instead of chewing its way as well.
I guess that eliminates wolves. Don't they jump when they hunt? Jump on top of their prey? Or drag it down at least and get at it from on top?
Typically, but that doesn't really explain the tearing.
Like tearing
'Cause
with
I-
teeth or tearing with claws? Because there is a difference, I'm sure you know.
You said it didn't look like it was bit through, more like it was just ripped. Like with claws.
It'd have to have incredibly powerful jaws, which I guess would align with Hippo, but this is still weird. Bear too, I guess. But bears don't normally attack cow-sized things like that unless they're like starving.
And they typically don't go for the neck first.
Interesting. Okay. We haven't seen like a town library or anything, have we?
No.
Wonderful. So wanna talk to the last person?
Let's get this done.
Then maybe we can make a call to Evelyn somewhere.
Seems like a good idea.
Okay, so going inside the garage, it is a 2-bay garage. It is open. There's no actual like office or anything. And to call this a garage is much like calling a footpath a road. Taking some artistic liberties, let's put it that way. It constitutes, but it is definitely not. And there is a very old gentleman, and there's a relatively young gentleman in there, and they are sitting there having coffee. They both kind of look at you, and these two you can clearly tell are related.
We're looking for James.
That'd be me. And who are you two?
We were called here by Jace to help look for his parents.
Oh, Jace. Yeah, it sucks what happened to his parents. It's been long enough now that we probably aren't going to be able to find them. Usually, if we don't find them within a week, we're not going to.
Other people have gone missing like this, or is this just a habit they have?
No, it's the whole when people do go missing out here, we gotta find them quick. Otherwise, the things out there will find them, and then we'll never actually find them.
Is this something that happens often?
No, last one was 12, 13 years ago, something like that.
Is there any place we could look at old records of that particular incident?
Like a newspaper?
Yeah.
No. If you can find people here that can actually read properly, you're doing well.
Any chance of a town hall or anything?
I mean, if you turn around, you'll look at it, and you kind of glance over your shoulder, and it's just a fountain. Well, a pond with like a little hose coming out of it.
Ah, that's good.
All right. Well, if written records are not going to be a thing, any chance we could either you or someone you could point us to someone who might remember the circumstances of the prior disappearance?
And the dad pipes up at this point. He's like, "Well, I kind of remember what happened. It was probably closer to 15 years. I know he was about 13, 14. It was just after his 14th birthday. It was, I think he was about 10 years old. He in the defiant stage of I'm gonna run away, and then he actually ran away from the house, and you know ran out in the woods like an idiot, and never found him.
No, just gone, no hide or hair, no body, no nothing.
I mean, we followed it to the river north of the town, but once we got to the river, we just assumed that it took him away.
I can see the reasoning behind it. Hey Edgar, didn't you say that the map said the boy's parents were going northwest?
Yes.
I wonder if we went to the river and followed it around. Might find some hints.
Impossible, but it hasn't rained lately, has it?
It's been a couple weeks, but it can rain here, and it's not going to affect the river. It's upstream, which you got to worry about. And I don't know too much about what kind of weather they've been having.
Hopefully, for lucky, no prints have been washed away yet.
Yeah, you should. Well, how long's it been? About 10 days? Yeah, you might be able to find some tracks from him. I'd leave in the next couple days if you're going to try to find tracks from him, though.
We're planning on it. Just don't want to head out if we don't know what we're walking into.
Yeah. Now, at this point, James is like, so, y'all are here because Jace called you, right?
Yes.
Okay. You been doing okay. I mean, all things considered, losing your parents, it's got to be difficult.
Hard to
You
say.
just-
We just got here, so
No, Smokey's been here for a few days. We'll ask him what he's noticed.
Oh, Lord. I hope he ain't been spending a whole lot of time with Smokey. You can get a contact drunk off of him.
You know.
you should swing by and check in on him. I'm sure he'd love to have the company.
And then Dad speaks up. He's like, no, we're too busy here.
I want to inside check that.
Go ahead.
Three.
Would Edgar also like to insight check that since we're having one? And would Gladys like to insight? No, not really.
Edgar also
I
got 3.
mean, she would if she was there.
Yeah. You two also make me a wits and awareness, please.
Sure.
Depending on how you do with that, might influence the insight check.
5.
8.
Okay. So it does influence the insight check for both of you. With him saying that, and you kind of look at James real quick, and he just kind of looks down, and he's like visibly kind of ashamed. You know, there's something else with James and Jace. And the dad does not approve of whatever it is.
How old is James?
About 30. Maybe just before, but about 30.
Rose is just gonna cock her head and give the dad a long, shrewd look. Then just kind of shrug and kid's lonely.
Sure he is.
Do you want me to ask you what you mean by that, or do you just want to go ahead and tell me?
I mean, kid doesn't have his parents with him, so I'm sure he is lonely.
Anything else?
No. And this is James talking. No. Not really. I just hope you can find his parents.
Well, considering they've been gone 10 days, my biggest concern is what state we're going to find them in. With that said, I'm sure we're not going to be leaving immediately, so if you do think of anything else, feel free to swing by. You can leave a note on our windshields or something if you don't want to come in the house. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I do.
Anything else, Edgar?
That's it. Okay.
You too. And the dad just kind of smiles and waves. You two leave the garage. What are you doing from there?
Starting back to the house.
I guess so. As we head back, Rose will kind of lean over to Edgar. What kind of reputation do those parents have that grown adults won't even stop in and make time for a grieving teenager?
Part of me is thinking maybe only one of the two missing people are his actual parents.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I said that James was around 12, so James is about 30, so it's possible.
An interesting thought. I don't know how much I buy into that right now, but it's an interesting thought. Of course, every small town does have its scandal. I wonder. Maybe we should talk to Smokey, see what he knows about this town.
That'd be a good idea.
So you make it back to the house. Smokey and Gladys are still there. I believe. Unless if Gladys is off doing something else.
I mean, I don't know. She might have popped over to the store or whatever. I don't know what they have supply-wise that she didn't need to get again.
Probably not a whole snot ton. It's probably just packing stuff up.
Hey, Smokey, you got a minute?
Yeah. And by this time, Jace is actually awake.
Hey, Jace, how you doing?
That's what Gladys is doing. She's got a book out with him.
He just kind of looks up and it's like, she's trying to teach me something. I'm telling her I don't want to.
You might want to. She knows a lot of things that'll help you out.
I can make it interesting. Do you want to know how to blow things up? It happens with science.
Yes. I want to learn that.
Okay, so let's figure out how it happens first. And then we can get to the doing. Because I like both.
Man. And then back to Smokey.
What do you know about this town, Smokey?
Left about 15 years ago. Ain't been back since.
About 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a number that keeps popping up, isn't it, Edgar?
Yep.
Oh, you mean about that kid that disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. It was my neighbor's kids. Well, kid.
All we heard is he ran off into the woods in a fit of childhood rebellion.
Yeah, I was on the back porch. I laughed at him as he walked out in the woods. I was like, "You're gonna get lost, and then we're gonna have to come find you." I was right. We just never found him.
Said they tracked him to the river and then lost the trail.
Yeah, sounds about right. It we got a pretty bad storm upriver, and it probably swept him away.
Mm.
Honestly, he was probably doing the right thing. Just camped down the river for the night, and it came through and swept him away in the middle of the night. It happens. That's why you leave yourself some leeway, as it were.
Hmm. And let's see, is Jay still around, or has Gladys like pulled him outside to go blow things up at this point?
No, they're currently going through the oxidation phase.
Hey Jace, quick question.
Yeah. What?
Who's that creepy old lady that hangs around Kelly that likes to eavesdrop on everything?
Oh, you
Real
mean
well dressed.
you mean her mom? I don't like her. She's mean to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just anytime we go in there for clothes, she's always really mean.
What did she do?
Always saying that I'm dirty and I stink and that I need to get out and not touch things.
Hmm.
I even took a bath last time I went in there. Before I went in there.
I'm sure you smell fine.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you
hate to
probably need a
break it
bath now, but I'm sure you smelled fine then.
Yeah, sometimes adults can be pretty mean. And Rose is going to give Smokey a very curious look.
And it'll just call you out on what?
Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. I
Hey, Jace, you know these things we're talking about right here that help create the fire and all that stuff? Why don't you go outside and go collect some of them, and then I'll be out in like 20 minutes, and we can start some of it, okay?
Yeah, no, an old dead tree that we can probably put it in and it'll probably go boom real good.
Yeah, as long as it's not too far into the woods.
No, it's over by the garage.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you go get started? Just leave everything out by the cars, okay?
Yeah. And he'll go running outside and start collecting things.
Who knows what that kid's gonna grab?
I don't know. I'm going to have to roll the proper amount of dice, which is not a whole lot.
It's fine. So what did you two find out? What is going on? I
A
know
lot
they
of
were
people-
lying about something, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
So there's definitely something going on in town, and I think it has to do with Jace's parents. A lot of the
Well, yeah,
older
that's what I
folks
was...
don't seem.
That's what I found out. That's what I told you guys.
Yes,
Everyone was
I
being
know,
really
but-
sketchy when I was asking about that.
Yes, but there's a reputation, and I'm still
Right.
trying to figure out what it is, because every time we tried to get close to talking to these kids, the adults would interject themselves. And Smokey, is there something about Jace's parents you're not telling us?
No?
There's got to be more to it than they go off hunting in the woods.
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't think they're part of some crazy cult or anything.
I should
Well,
hope
good.
not.
As long as they don't have zombies locked up underground, that's great.
If they do, now would be a good time for me to find out and us to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, well, we've already dealt with that once. I don't want to do it again.
But now you got that mortar, that mortar launcher on top.
They're
of
gonna
that,
help us with
so
zombies
hopefully that'll-
underground. So you guys didn't find anything out from Kelly, Matthew, or James that I didn't already know?
Well, no. Well, we found out that so I found out from Kelly that you're probably just gonna think it's obvious, but I have a feeling that there's something like really, really weird going on in the woods, because people have a habit of getting lost and turned around, but it feels more than the usual stuff. I really want to get out in the woods, especially up to the river, and track and see what's going on there.
Well, I mean, I packed your guys' stuff, so you can literally do that.
Yeah, we will.
I don't really know
hard
how.
when they don't keep.
I mean,
really hard when they don't keep records here.
it's such a small town. We were lucky that the cow place had a library.
Yeah, I know. I'm just complaining.
Oh, trust me. I think I have more books in my van than this whole town has in total.
You probably do.
Yeah, I don't do woods.
Yeah,
I don't know what's weird. I don't know what... Everything's weird in the woods to me.
Matthew wasn't particularly helpful. All I could really glean from him was that he really just didn't like Jace's family because he thought they were backwoods too
Who?
much. But Matthew.
Oh. Yeah, they just were avoiding the subject when I was talking to them about trying to figure out like what their parents were and then different things about the Gumbaroo and all that stuff. So I don't know.
But aside from that, it really seemed like he didn't know anything.
We did guilt trip James a little bit about not coming over to see Jace, so maybe he'll show up in the dead of night or something.
What do you mean?
When we were talking to James and his dad over at the shop, we mentioned how we weren't really sure how Jace was doing because we just got here and hadn't spent much time, but if they were particularly concerned about him, they should come over and see how he's doing. And James's dad shut that down with a quickness. But
Can I insight check that via them?
You will have to go and like interact with them yourself to be able to do that. However, what you can do is wouldn't necessarily say insight, but with an intelligence.
Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off, Buns. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, he shut that down with a quickness, but James was navel gazing the entire time after I said that.
4.
Okay, so 4 would at least get you the dad disapproves of something very obviously. And it's something that James probably did at some point that involves the family.
Hmm. I'm gonna go help Jace blow something up, and I'm gonna do it close enough to the van to leave some scorch marks. God help me. And then I'm gonna go see if I can get James to come look at it. And then we'll have a talk, I think.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, have fun in the woods.
Yeah. Before we head out, is there a phone in town that we could use?
Smokey's like, yeah, actually, the store has one.
Okay, cool. I'm going to put in a call to Evelyn, see what she can dig up on the mundane history of the area. Before we head out.
Okay. So you head to the store. You make that call, and it is 10 cents per call. You tell Evelyn where you're at, and she's just like, I'm probably not going to be able to find anything out. Just going to let you know that right now. I will, however, look.
Not even a when was this place settled and who was it settled by kind of a thing, or who was here before it was settled?
Probably not.
Eesh. Okay, well, anything you can find is just let me know. If you don't, you don't.
Okay. I will do my best. And you get their number. And then you go and grab your things and start going out with Edgar. And Gladys, you pull the van near the dead tree. It looks like somebody cut it most of the way down already, so it's not going to like blow up and then fall over onto a structure. Which is good.
Yeah.
But right here sounds like a great place to call it for the evening. So we will pick up mid fuse lighting.
Yeah. Something
Which
like that.
Jace absolutely got the completely wrong stuff. But it's okay because Gladys has everything in the van.
She does.
Yeah, he got like dirt and like diesel fuel and leaves and bark. So stuff that does not, it barely burns, okay?
Yeah, she's gonna. She'll give.
That diesel fuel, though.
She'll try to shorten explanations down into like something appropriate to his age level as she's going through this process.
Yeah, and like I said, we will pick it up right there next time. So, if you are still with us on Twitch, thank you for being with us. I understand that we had some technical issues, and this one's little bit funky, but it's okay. We're here. We're through it. If you would like to find more of our things, join us on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Thursdays, which that is going to be changing soon-ish. We will tell you at a quote-unquote dramatically appropriate moment as to exactly which day, because we're still trying to get that exactly hammered out as to when that is going to be changing. However, Saturdays for the foreseeable future, for the short future, is going to be still Atlanta, and Tuesdays are still going to be Detroit, at least for another week or two. Thursdays, Thursdays we are going to continue doing Hunter stuff. So, if you like this, you can find us here on Thursdays, most Thursdays, in a couple weeks. Anything else that you want to find, you can find us on any of the social sites, social media sites. Find a link tree there. I don't think we've fixed the Discord link
I'm
yet,
sorry.
but you can. Yeah, something that I could do too when I haven't. So you can find me on Discord. Just Dengle, Dengle. Kind of like what my nameplate says. Faye, you can find as Feyla. Again, I believe as the nameplate says. Yes, it's actually above everyone. Sorry. I believe actually all of ours is what you can find
No.
above. So, anyway, if you find that, friend us. We'll send you the link, and you can join us on Discord, so you can talk to us in real time. And we would greatly appreciate it. We have been having quite a few talks. There's been some werewolf talks, and some pet talks, and some vampire talks.
Because we have people joining now.
Yes, and if there's enough people, I'll give you some insight on my special little project that I've been talking to all of them about. There's some early access ideas at the very least.
The fun one.
Hopefully. Again, on that link tree, you can find link to Patreon if you want to do that. Cool. If you don't, cool. Like, follow, subscribe on everything else, and we'll forgive you if you don't.
Maybe.
Comments and shares. Yeah, maybe. Comments and shares are equally as good if you already have liked, followed, subscribed on everything. And then final thing on the link tree is our Dice Legion link, that if you use that, you can get discount on some dice. They have a bunch of really neat stuff. I looked the other day, and looks like they have some new metal dice.
Yeah.
The hollow metal dice that ring. So, yes. And then I think they've got like rubber duck dice, which everybody likes those because they're just kind of cool.
That's not the only thing we have on there. We actually, mostly for my characters in Detroit, but for our PCs, some of our PCs as well, we have our Spotify link where you can find character created playlists that we made.
Yes, and I need to finish Rufus's. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you look on Linktree, you can find all sorts of fun stuff. You can find links to some of our podcast stuff. We're a little bit behind.
I'm very behind. I've just been... life kind of kicked me in the ass, and I've been trying to recover.
Yes, but it's looking like there's a light somewhere.
Somewhere. It's a little bit farther down, but it's somewhere.
Yeah, you just got to find the tunnel before you can find the light at the end of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we understand. However, our YouTube is up to date.
Yes.
So you can absolutely do that. Go there and find everything there. Like I said, we would appreciate it if you like basically force fed people our stuff to make them start listening. So yeah, that is all I have. We appreciate you being here with us, and we hope that you stay with us for future games. If you want to stick around for our post-game talks, there might be some spoilers, there might not be. Who knows? It'll be fun either way. So, if you're leaving, have a good evening. If you're staying, you've been warned.
Spoilers.
Potentially. Anything anybody wants to talk about specifically. And this goes for chat too.
I'll reserve my comments until the end of next game, I think.
So is family just weird, or is this something we're going to have to try and find out about them?
I mean, they're pretty like hippie-ish. Let's be honest here. So they're kind of weird. You excited for Smokey to go with you?
Oh,
A
yeah.
little.
Is he going into the woods with them?
He will go wherever he is directed.
So, yeah, probably. It's actually a real-life cryptid, Joshua. You can look up the Gumbaroo and see all kinds of stuff from it. Many of the things we're going after on NCC is like actual cryptids.
Yes. Some I've taken some artistic liberties on, however. Yeah.
Not everything. Some things tie into our other games, but like a lot of them are just like actual cryptids.
Yeah. Gonna be very interesting.
I'll put the picture of the Gumbaroo I found onto the
I got it.
Discord.
I got it. It's there in memes.
It's a beauty.
Face.
Yeah, like I said, it's a hippo bear pig. That's all I can really come up with.
I mean, that's about as accurate as it gets.
Yeah, with a 1,000-yard grin and stare.
Yeah.
Looks like something out of a Studio Ghibli movie.
It really does. My neighbor Gumbaroo.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's fun times.
Sure, fun. Fun's a word.
It'll be lots of fun. That thing will speak with the voice of an old man and freak us all out.
You'll find out how it speaks.
It's gonna make screeching noises.
I don't want it to make screeching noises.
Like those pterodactyl noises that people made in high school.
You say that like I wasn't one of them.
I'm honestly not surprised.
Yeah, it's a weird monster.
Yep.
Yes.
And really, hopefully, this isn't a Zamitzi in disguise this time.
It's not. I will tell you that much. This is
Well,
an actual... It's an animal. It's fine.
Okay. Sort of rabies bear.
Maybe mange. If we're going in like the real life possibilities.
Oh no, this thing's gonna be just a messed up, weird amalgamation of like it's a platypus bear basically.
Hmm.
I'll be straight out honest with you guys.
It's an
There's
overly
not-
intelligent Yao Guai.
Oh, you mean Tori?
Or yeah,
I mean, I thought she was a little bit more canid than Ursine, but okay.
Yeah, a little
Ursine,
bit. I mean, she is definitely more canid looking, but like that's the gist of it. Like a mix between that and the werewolf from Harry Potter.
Oh,
Yes.
criminally.
yes.
That is a weird looking werewolf.
That's the weirdest looking werewolf ever.
It doesn't even look like a proper wolf.
It looks like a rat.
It looks like a were-rat. It does.
But it's a good depiction for Tori. I mean, really, it could just be that kind of that's what she looks like, that stupid werewolf.
I always figured Tori had a little bit more muscle to her than that, though.
I mean, it gives her 6 strength, so I mean, it's definitely... She's a buff doggy in that form.
It's a beefy.
It's a beefy version. What
Yeah.
it should have been.
Tangent. Van Helsing from, like, what was it, 2011 has some of the fucking best werewolf ever.
Yes! Yes, it does.
Yes.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah,
Like,
it's,
that is what I see when I picture werewolf, especially werewolf transformation.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman makes a handsome werewolf. And let's be honest, that whole movie was just fantastic. Like the guy they got for Dracula and everything, and
dude,
the
it's like one of my
brides,
favorite movies.
It's an amazing movie.
Add that to the list of things that. Hey Nexus, have you ever seen this?
Oh god.
Honestly, we could probably ask Kosia too, because I don't know if that'd be her style of movie.
That is where the idea of Gladys's bolt thrower came from, by the way.
Nice.
That repeating crossbow, like, that is what it's hopefully going to turn into.
Which, when you have more downtime, you might be able to do.
Yeah.
Make some more hollow point arrowheads with holy water.
So yeah, that's why she was gonna tinker with the arrowheads. Like, I want the mercury amalgamation with silver. I want holy water. I want whatever the hell else we can think of.
It's gonna be great.
I want bits and pieces of the dying sun thing.
Yeah.
The deadlight thing.
Look, we need to figure out how to get the deadlight out, and that's what I'm lost on.
Just find the right ritual in one of these things.
In what things?
You'll find out.
Sure.
Everyone will hate it so much.
I'm sure that I, as a player, will love it. Then.
Yes.
Speaking of loving and hating things, I love this game and I want to stay up, but I can't because I have work in the morning and I've been up late so much this week. Is there anything else I need to know for Saturday before I hop off?
Bring your dancing shoes.
That concerns me.
You're fine.
When have I ever been fine?
I mean, you were okay last time. You were okay last time.
Debatable.
So Shiloh and Steven, not a whole lot that got to really do with them. So I'll have you two doing something else. Tori, Beth, and Dell. There we go. I was wanting to say Nexus. I was like, that's not the right name. They've got other things to do, so it will be a very split the party time, but it's fine.
It'll be fun.
That's just what we
Yes.
do.
Right.
We just we can't stay together at all.
We can, we just choose not to.
Nah, we can't. Have you met us? When aren't we
In
splitting the party?
In fantasy games, you guys typically kept the party together.
I don't know if that's going to be the same thing moving forward. Not after these games.
Good. Split party, split party, split party, split party. Mimic.
My characters have a rough time with mimics. I've lost
They do.
1 or 2 to mimics, and a few more have almost died from them.
The dining room chair. I'm still dying.
That was the 3rd mimic that character almost got killed by the way.
Which is why it is so funny.
My fucking tiefling bard.
I don't even remember what character I was playing at that point. I think I was still the paladin, but I'm not entirely sure on that.
Is it a
All
paladin or
I
a
just
cleric?
remember was the bard going down.
And the funny thing
To a
was that
dining
she
room
checked
chair.
every other chair too.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, though.
I know. I'm
Check
gonna
all of
invest
them
in one
except
of
for
those
that specific one.
I'm gonna invest in one of those 10-foot poles and be like tap 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 tap.
Alright, I'm
Yeah.
gonna hop off and go to bed. I'll see y'all Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, either.
All right. Is there anything we want to go over post game still?
Fine.
I'll call that
I'll
as a
plug it
no.
to-
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Join us on our next game, please. It's going to be very interesting.
Have a good night.
See ya.